All right. CHISA is here, and you know they never did this before, but they released her information and then also her trailer. So we're just gonna do both today. We're just gonna go over details and then go over trailer first. So let's look at our trailer first. Actually, let's look at that trailer first. Wuthering Waves Resonator Combat Showcase CHISA. Okay, Japanese Google-esque, of course.
No matter where this leads, this battle, I'm all in.
Batman, I love the transition from like 2D to 3D.
Great. Down to the micron.
Or 3D to 2D, whatever.
Dead center locked. Come, meet your end. This ends here.
Yeah, the dragging in.
Connection 7.
No, I love that idea. I love that idle animation. Okay. Pretty quick. Oh, never mind. Alright, so I won't go over the Twitter post because honestly it's gonna have more information in the website, but I guess I could just go through the profile review. It says, just an ordinary student, calmly she introduces herself, a faint iridescent shimmer flickering in her eyes. Again, the structure of the world reveals themselves in her vision. Narrowing her eyes, she singles out the very thread that tugs at life itself. Okay, so her full name is Kuchiba CHISA. Okay. Tactical Development Program, Department of Engineering, Star Torch Academy, Forte Specialization, Structural Dissection. Okay, of course. Apologies, this might not be the time for formalities. Okay, so I guess we're just going straight into business here. So CHISA's story about CHISA. Top student. CHISA has been a top student from day one. Not that she has ever flaunted her good grades. They say that the copious notes she takes in class are color-coded, annotated, and formatted like an academic paper ready for publication. Okay, straight A student already. They're written in a neat hand, accompanied by occasional geometric patterns and shapes, casually drawn but perfectly symmetrical. They say, since few have had a good fortune to peek into the content of that legendary notebook of hers, CHISA seems to be living in a world of her own, as if she is always deep in thought, and her classmates leave her alone for fear of disturbing her. Note to self, I mean, anyone's free to borrow my notebook anytime. Okay. I guess like her academic prowess may lead to, maybe like tied to her forte specialization, which is structural dissection, but like that just probably means that she's very good at math, right? I don't know, I was never good at math, so I didn't know. A piece of cake. CHISA's resonance ability allows her to see weaknesses in the form of threads. This is, I don't know if you guys know, but this is kind of like the mystic eye of death perception in Fate. So whoever has those eyes, they can see threads in the people, and then if you cut those threads, they immediately die. But I guess CHISA can see weaknesses, but not just like straight up kill them. But it also comes in handy in everyday life. She can pinpoint a faulty wire in a beat up electrical appliances in a second. And more importantly, she can slice a strawberry cake into identical wedges, each with the same amount of cream and the same number of strawberries on top. Not unlike solving a geometry problem. It's a harmless idiosyncrasy, charming even. She simply wants to fare when sharing a tea time cake. Note to self, I aim for efficiency. My resonance ability is beside the point. Okay. Little cool introduction to really just explain her specialty. I have no fucking idea how to say this. Sleuth. Besides her studies, nothing interests Chisa more than Honakaku detective fiction, especially the kind that requires her to take notes, to untangle the web of relationships between characters, make sense of the non-linear timeline, and analyze subtle clues that are easy to miss. For a time, she took a strong interest in suspense movies and TV series. As she watched the plot unfold, she would press pause from time to time to stare at the screen, her brain running at full speed as she tried to deduce what was going to happen or who committed the crime. Note to self, I'm not spoiling the plot. I'm trying to see if my deductions are on point. Okay. So not only does her resonance ability allow her to see weaknesses in people, she can actually use it to deduce plot holes or plot synonymous. Okay. But she's kind of fucking, so she's kind of cheating. So I'm not gonna lie, your resonance ability is kind of cheating. Like, I understand why you're a top student, but how about straight A student? Okay, cat magnet. Okay, this is the big part. This is the most important part. There is something about Chisa that runs contrary to her fastidiousness and analytical mind. Cats love her. Chisa has never owned a cat, but cats are drawn to her. Whether it's a stray sunning itself on a street corner or a friend pet that turns its nose at strangers, they all come plodding to her, rubbing themselves against her legs, sitting in her shadow, and even falling asleep at her side. Note to self, it's falling asleep. Okay. A pussy magnet. Okay. I see. I have no idea what this is. Fastidinos. Alright, let's ignore that. Overall, pretty good gist of Chisa already. Okay. Okay, here you go. Resonance Evaluation Report. Forte Examination Report. Annex I of Unraveling 017. Subject: Chisa Kuchiba. Resonator type mutant. Interesting. Tag mark location: right upper arm. Okay. Test agency: Eshinohara Neo Honami Resonator Monitoring Center. Testing indicates the subject possesses an extraordinary cognitive ability to intuitively discern the structure, form, and movement of observed objects. While employing her forte, she can analyze object weakness through her vision and apply precise interference to induce structural destruction. That's the mystic eye of depth perception. Literally, for real. Notes: subject recounts perceiving threads that cause object to unravel. Preliminary analysis suggests these threads are not actual entities but visual manifestations exclusive to her vision. Okay, one thing I want to know is her forte got to be strong enough for her to, like, take down someone like a resonator, like a sentinel resonator, because If she can just deduce any weakness of like your enemy, then you know, she's pretty damn OP. I'm not gonna lie. Overclock diagnostics report. Access level upgrade are furry. The subject's forte exhibits extensibility and growth potential beyond safety thresholds. Under extreme conditions, she may be capable of analyzing abstract spatial structures, identifying the threats of anomalies within anomalous spaces. The fuck? And inducing reality distortion events, including spatial blank. Current anomalous indicators. Multiple steep fluctuation detected in her Rebel's curve, with peak values approaching the critical limit. Forte stability remains weak, presenting a measurable risk of overclocking. Preliminary monitoring measures. The subject is required to wear a collar-type resonator suppression device to regulate her forte and is placed on the observation list of high-risk resonators. Relevant monitoring agencies are instructed to maintain updated records with central authorities regarding the subject's forte changes and real-time locations. If deemed necessary, compulsory measures may be taken in accordance with law. Okay, so we get a little bit backstory of her little collar here. I thought it was a design choice, but this has a use. So this possibly like inhibits her from growing even stronger. Like this might just be the start of like CHISA's evolution. She might be like Frieza having like a final form, but there's a lot. Okay, a lot. This is a pretty sizable chunk of information already about her. Still want to learn more about her though in the story. CHISA resonator. Appearance: expressionless face. CHISA wears neutral expressions and likes to do things at her own pace, but her dispassionate features are never off-putting because her red pupils are full of life, always alert and analytical. Okay. School uniform. CHISA wears a black school uniform complete with a loose-fitting long-sleeve coat and a red neck scarf. This is an old Star Torch Academy uniform, but CHISA still wears it, out of habit perhaps. Okay, so from this line, I suspect the academy is cooked. Either the academy is cooked or she's just kicked out. But probably cooked because the city got cooked. Okay. And then black hair and red ribbon. CHISA's hair. Oh, we got a side view. Okay. CHISA's hair, shiny and black, runs down to her waist and it's festooned by a long red ribbon at her right temple. The red ribbon, some say, is a symbol of her wish to connect with others and of her desire to protect them. Okay. And then this is her precious antidotes. Old style scissors. A pair of scissors with a vintage design. Once a common sight in every market decades ago, they have since slipped quietly into obscurity. They once trimmed loose threads from a school uniform. They had sliced through the ribbons of a birthday gift. Fate has a habit of hiding its foreshadowing in the smallest of gestures. With each opening and closing, they mark countless endings and beginnings in her life, snipping threads, ribbon structures, and loops alike. Every cut was never truly an end, but a quiet herald to something new. Okay. I wonder if they're gonna review her weapon here. Okay, this is literally the whole shebang of CHISA. This is literally the whole shebang of CHISA. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna finish reading this, but probably click off if you don't want to learn about CHISA's favorite food, which you're probably like, but whatever. CHISA. Alright, CHISA's favorite food: chocolate bars. A former classmate gave me one once and said something like, "Keep frowning like that and your blood sugar is gonna crash." Didn't really get the science behind it, but after trying one, I started keeping a few boxes on hand. skittish at me. They're good for quick energy boost and they keep my head clear. And that's the main reason I have them, but I do have to admit that chocolate is better than strawberry. Type shit, CHISA. CHISA knows her stuff. CHISA knows her stuff. Is it like dark chocolate or milk chocolate though? Probably milk. CHISA's story, the day they put this collar on me, it happened to rain in my hometown. I watched the downpour and rolling storm clouds through the window, and oddly enough, I felt a sense of relief. My resonance ability had been restrained, and I told myself, now they won't hate you anymore. Okay. I'm not good with faces. Thoughts. I'm not good with faces. When I was little, people always said I got stuck on the details, but ever since faces started blurring in front of me, I had to rely on that instead. In this scenario, death is only temporary. Those who disappear always showed up again like nothing happened. So I take notes. The grease stain on the shopkeeper's sleeve across the road. The shape of the clerk's hair clip in the convenience store. That way, even if their faces are blur, I still know who they are. Okay, so these are animations. Again, probably the most uncomfortable scene in the world. Convenient animation. Yeah, we saw this. And that's all we have. So no introductions of the weapon, so I'm just gonna go. So the weapon is called Kumo Kiri. It's a broad blade, of course. So the base stats are going to be attack 500 and crit rate 36%. Okay, at level 90. Okay, a crimson thread emerges in the void as if binding the structures of all things onto a single thread. At her fingertips, the endless season is drawn taut, snipped and rewoven, until the scattered path at last converges once more upon this timeline. Okay. This patch is looking pretty fucking good. Like, in the live stream they released about 5 new events, and then Zani skin as well. Like, Zani skin is not like Jinxie skin, like a 5-star skin, but it's still a very good looking skin. So that's good. Can you believe someone called this a dead patch? By the way, fucking, I don't know, but CHISA looks amazing. CHISA looks amazing, of course. I mean, Wu always does this well. Like, and we also got a new area as well. Like, this is a new area before 3.0, by the way. They made a new area before 3.0. I forgot the 3.0 kind of area. I think it's called Lahara Row, whatever. But yeah, that's all I have for CHISA's review and trailer. Yeah, I'll see you next time.